In just the first 3 weeks of 2025, over 100,000 American jobs vanished, an almost unimaginable number in such a short span of time. Of those, a staggering 80,000 were lost directly to the rapid rise of AI automation, as companies raced to adopt new technologies that could work faster and more efficiently than ever before. This wasn't a gradual decline that people could prepare for, but a sudden, jarring shock that sent ripples through families, neighborhoods, and entire communities across the country. Major corporations, names like Microsoft, IBM, and Salesforce, were at the forefront, rapidly redesigning their operations around intelligent systems, freezing human hiring, and shifting priorities almost overnight. The travel and hospitality industry, long built on the warmth and skill of human service, was hit hardest. Customer service agents, hotel staff, and airline support roles were among the first to disappear, leaving entire sectors reeling. These jobs, once seen as reliable entry points for millions of Americans, have now become the front line of a painful, technology-driven displacement that few saw coming so soon. The crisis arrived with a cold, unfeeling finality, not because of poor performance or economic downturn, but because of a relentless shift from people to machines. For tens of thousands, it meant waking up to an uncertain future, their hard-earned skills suddenly devalued in a world that seemed to have moved on without them. Careers that took years, sometimes decades, to build were rendered obsolete almost overnight, leaving many to wonder what comes next. The speed and scale of this transformation signaled not just a temporary setback, but a fundamental, perhaps permanent shift in the American labor market. The challenge now is daunting. Finding a new place, a new purpose, in a world that is evolving faster than anyone could have imagined, and where adaptation is no longer optional, but essential for survival. The brunt of the crisis hit California, Florida, Nevada, New York, and Texas, states whose economies depend on tourism and hospitality. In California, job losses rippled from LA hotels to Silicon Valley startups. Florida's theme parks and beaches saw sharp declines in employment. Las Vegas slowed as hotels and casinos automated services. New York and Texas faced layoffs from airports to hotels. The shockwave hurt not just big companies, but also small businesses, restaurants, shops, and tour operators. The jobs lost were often the first rung on the economic ladder, now leaving many stranded between the old and new economies. These states, once symbols of opportunity, became epicenters of economic anxiety. Behind the numbers are real people, housekeepers, travel agents, airline staff, whose lives were upended. Maria, a hotel housekeeper in Orlando, lost her job to robotic cleaning systems. David, a Dallas travel agent, saw his business collapse as AI booking platforms replaced his expertise. Sarah, a New York airline customer service agent, was replaced by a chatbot, her years of empathy and problem-solving erased overnight. These workers were the heart of hospitality, providing warmth and care. Their displacement is more than economic. It's a loss of the human touch that defined the industry. For many, the job was identity and purpose. Now they must reinvent themselves in a market that values code over compassion. They're left wondering where they fit in this new world. The sweeping job losses we see today are the result of a technological shift that has been building for years, quietly transforming the way entire industries operate. AI, once a distant dream of science fiction, has become a business necessity, managing bookings, optimizing schedules, and handling customer inquiries at a speed and scale that humans simply can't match. From hotels to airports, digital kiosks and automated systems have replaced traditional frontline staff. Companies, always seeking greater efficiency and cost savings, have rapidly replaced roles involving repetitive or predictable tasks with intelligent machines and software. Chatbots and voice assistants now handle most customer service interactions, working around the clock, never needing breaks, vacations, or health insurance. As a result, thousands of call center and front desk jobs vanished almost overnight, leaving entire buildings and offices empty. AI didn't stop there. It also took over hotel management, dynamic pricing, housekeeping schedules, and even the complex logistics behind airline operations. Robots and algorithms now handle tasks once managed by teams of people. The speed of this transition left workers unable to adapt or retrain in time, creating a sense of uncertainty and anxiety across the workforce. Experts warn that up to half of U.S. jobs could face disruption from AI in the coming years, affecting not just low-wage roles but also skilled positions. Traditional retraining programs can't keep up with the pace of change, leaving millions of workers with outdated skills and few options for new employment. The result is a growing mismatch between the jobs that are available and the abilities of the workforce, forcing society to rethink how we prepare for the future of work. Job loss isn't just personal. It destabilizes families and entire communities. For 100,000 workers, paychecks stopped, savings vanished, and financial stress became overwhelming. The emotional toll, anxiety, depression, strained relationships, was immense. Communities in the hardest-hit states suffered as local businesses lost customers and main streets emptied out. In towns reliant on a single resort or theme park, automation threatened the town's very existence. School funding and public services declined as people moved away in search of work. The travel industry's collapse created a vicious cycle of economic damage. The crisis is redrawing the map of prosperity and poverty in America. The ripple effects reach far beyond the initial layoffs. The social fabric of entire regions is now at risk. In Las Vegas, Robert, a concierge for 25 years, lost his job to an AI guest services app. For decades, he greeted guests, solved problems, and made visitors feel at home. Now, a digital interface has replaced the warmth and intuition he brought to his work. "They've replaced service with a transaction," he said, his skills suddenly obsolete at 58. The sense of pride he once felt in his work has been replaced by uncertainty and anxiety about the future. In Miami, Elena, a bilingual cruise line reservations agent, was replaced by a multilingual AI system. She spent years building relationships with travelers, helping families plan their dream vacations, and using her language skills to bridge gaps. Now, a single mother, she's applying for grocery store jobs to survive. The transition has been jarring, and she worries about providing stability for her child in a world that seems to value efficiency over people. In Anaheim, Carlos, a theme park ride operator, saw his role automated by sensor-based systems. He once brought joy to families, ensuring their safety and creating memories, but now finds himself on the outside looking in. He now relies on unemployment, supporting his elderly parents while searching for work. Each day he faces the daunting task of reinventing himself in a job market that feels less welcoming. In New York, Aisha, an airline ground crew member, was replaced by an AI logistics system. She took pride in her work, ensuring flights ran smoothly and passengers were safe. Her severance won't last long in the city, and she feels erased by progress. The loss is not just financial, but deeply personal, a sense of identity and purpose stripped away. These stories are repeated nationwide, from Texas to California. Every city has its own Roberts, Elenas, Carloses, and Aishas, people whose lives have been upended by automation. Each is a snapshot of a larger crisis, a reminder that behind every statistic is a human being facing real hardship. Real people, real families, real futures, upended by automation. The ripple effects touch children, parents, and entire communities. The pain is personal, but the pattern is national. It's a silent crisis, growing with every new technological advance. The human cost of AI-driven change is impossible to ignore. As automation accelerates, these stories remind us of what's truly at stake: the dignity, security, and hope of millions of Americans. Workers and communities are fighting back, seeking retraining policy changes and new economic pathways. Rapid reskilling programs are emerging, focusing on jobs that work alongside AI, like supervising chatbots or handling complex issues. But cost is a barrier, and many need government or corporate support. Policy advocates are pushing for a higher minimum wage fair scheduling and paid leave to stabilize vulnerable workers. Some propose taxing automation to fund retraining and extended benefits. The goal: ensure the benefits of AI are shared, not hoarded. The fight is about more than jobs. It's about dignity and a fair future. The challenge is urgent, but solutions are within reach. Many workers are turning to unions for protection against AI-driven job loss. Unions in states like Nevada and New York are negotiating for retraining guarantees and advance notice of new technologies. Collective bargaining gives workers a voice in how technology is implemented. The aim isn't to stop progress, but to manage it fairly. Community groups are also stepping up, organizing food drives, job workshops, and mental health support. Local, buy local campaigns and worker-owned cooperatives are building economic resilience. These efforts foster solidarity and hope. In unity, workers and communities are sowing the seeds of a more equitable future. Despite the pain, there is a path forward for the travel industry and its workers. The future can be human-centric. Technology handling routine tasks, people providing genuine hospitality. Corporations must invest in retraining and see employees as assets, not costs. Governments must modernize labor laws and support lifelong learning. The American worker's resilience is a source of hope, adapting, retraining, and organizing for better protections. The goal isn't to halt technology, but to ensure its gains are shared. The heart of travel will always be its people. By investing in workers and prioritizing human dignity, we can build a future where technology serves all. The journey ahead can be one of renewed promise and shared prosperity.